Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Beyond the Reels. I'm Mollie Chapman, business journalist at CasinoBeats and SlotBeats, and I'm joined today by Fantasma Games' Chief Product Officer, Trevor Coe, who will guide us through Fantasma's latest slot release, Alice in Adventureland. How are you doing today, Trevor?
I am good. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you for asking, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So to start us off, could you give us a little overview as to what players can expect to see when spinning the reels in Alice in Adventureland?
You can expect fun and lots of cats. That's what we're trying to do here. We really focused on the feature buy on this game. What we noticed in a lot of games that the feature buy was always kind of an add-on afterwards after the game was made. So we were focusing on replayability. I don't even know if that's a word. Is that a word? But we're hoping that people would play the feature buy over and over again. So that's what we designed this game around.
Speaking of the features of the game, could you tell us a bit about how they work and just give us some detail as to what players can expect?
Like I said before, this game's all about rocket cats. The cats happen on reels 2 to 5, and it's kind of a, quirky, unique kind of rule is that that when you have any more than one reel, the rocket cat hops left. And then it has a chance, almost a 50-50 chance of turning any symbol wild. And the cool thing is, if it's already wild, any other additional rocket cats that hop on it can upgrade that wild into a multiplier. And, you can upgrade up to 9 multiplier.
Right. So lots of upgrades in the game then.
Lots of upgrades and lots of potential for lots of multipliers, and the super impact or the synergy, I'm gonna throw that word in a T unless use that word all the time, is that if you get more than one multiplier in a wind, we add those together.
Right, I see. So looking deeper into the free spins bonus in the game, this one comes with 3 different levels. So could you walk us through how these levels are reached and how they work?
We call this kind of adventure free spins, and a lot of these games, we wanted the player to kind of follow along where they can win, and so we literally have this kind of meter or this path on giving additional rules. So on a level 1, in the base game, it's the same old cat, but you get more of it.
Right.
And hopefully, in the base game, we've taught the importance that the cat is awesome, and that's what the player is chasing afterwards. When you collect 4 scatters, the player gets a level 1. We give an additional 4 free spins, and then we introduce the ultra bombs. And they land on the first reel, and if a cat happens to jump on that ultra bomb, it explodes and it scatters and populates additional wilds. On top of that, so the rule that if wilds land on top of additional wilds, those wilds become multipliers, and we upgrade those up to ×9 multiplier. So each bomb can be up to 8 wilds.
To 8. Okay.
8.
So just out of curiosity, where did the inspiration behind this sort of come from?
It came from one of the games other games it's coming out soon from us.
Oh.
But we were always thinking about how can we make the RTP more efficient and the more show the player what the winning potential is.
Yeah. And
so we literally did a path for them. You collect this much, you get this here. Second level is that you get the rocket cat, and instead of doing a 50-50 upgrade of the wilds, we upgrade every single symbol.
Right, okay. Showing players sort of the path, as you described it, to their wins, what effect do you think this has or might have on player retention?
One of the games that we were inspired by was actually one of our other games, is that when your Heroes Hunt 2, or Heroes Hunt, is probably our most famous game from Fantasma. When we saw streamers, you gotta kill the vampire, which is that big moment in Heroes Hunt 2, that's when Tien and I thought of this inspiration. It's like, well, we got to have that kill the vampire moment for our players. So when they finally get to something, that it is rewarding.
Yeah.
So we invested a lot of time and fun and entertainment into one spin, which is the third level if you get there. When you get there. So, I knew people won't be disappointed.
Right. So in terms of the game in general, I mean, you sort of touched on the inspiration behind it, but what did the development process sort of look like from start to finish?
I wish I had something cool to say about a process, but I think we're pretty organic.
Right.
But what's most fundamental is, for me, is the math mechanics and how they work, how the RTP distribution is. And this is much more a core fundamental belief of at least how I see game design. And then the story and narrative and the animation supports all that.
And with there being other sort of Alice-themed slots recently released in the market, I saw on the Fantasma website, where the game is, on the game page, that the title is described as a reimagination of a timeless classic, which caught my eye, and I just wondered, why do you think this theme works so well?
Actually, I wrote that, so I should probably know
why really?
I wrote that. Yeah. So the reason why I think it's like, I think a lot of these themes, it's recognizable from it's familiar.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of grounds the player, or that grounds anyone who sees like a film or a TV show or a movie or reads a book, that, it kind of grounds them into memories, right? People like that. At least I like that.
Yeah, would you say it sort of comes with a bit of a nostalgic feel to it?
Yes. That's a good word. I should have said that.
It's okay, I said it for you.
Okay, thank you.
So on that note, how difficult...
We do the edit.
Yeah. So, on that note, how difficult was it when creating Alice in Adventureland to put your own unique stamp on the game to make it stand out?
I think what we asked, led by our talented art director Ingela and the team, is like, we don't ask them to try to make it look like anything else. I think what's important for artists and how we ask our people to do is to be authentic. If you're going to make it, be authentic to who you are and to what you are. So I think that's what they did. And it didn't turn out how I thought it was going to be, but that was okay. If you're authentic to who you are, it's going to be unique.
How did you, since you mentioned that, how did you think it was going to be? Sort of what came up in the development process that sort of changed from start to finish?
I was kind of wondering where we were going with this. Where are we going?
Right.
So, but then, kind of came together. And I think it was a lot of exploration, a lot of fun, a lot of enjoying themselves. And I got really into it. So I think that shows in the work,
And to finish us off, what else can Fantasma Games' players look forward to seeing from you for the rest of 2022?
My boss told me to say this, but what is Fantasma looking for? Is actually what's really important is that we are making this big push. We will have 70 more operators under distribution in 2022. We have 2 exciting games coming up. In a magic spell that's due April 26th, I think-ish, which we're really excited about, and then Cloud Corsairs, which is coming out in summer-ish. And then, everyone's talking about the new markets, so we hope to have access to 70 more operators, and then, there's US, there's a Canada market, my home country, and then Italy, Spain, and South America. So that's what's happening.
Wow, sounds like a busy year ahead. Is there anything you're specifically looking forward to the most?
No, just keep on doing what we're doing and making some really great games, and just keep on doing it.
That sounds great. Thank you so much for joining me today, Trevor, and for talking about Fantasma's new game.
Thank you for having me.